Hey everybody, I'm your man Dennis Pitzenbarger. We're here at the performance racing industry, and I'm here with my friends from CNR Racing and more importantly, Keys Wheel. And you know what? Everybody knows that you make an application for cooling if it's something for a race car in a traditional application. But I want to talk about more the custom application. The guy's got a supercharger or maybe a hard to fit situation as far as his race car. Talk me through that entire situation where it's either R&D or talking to the customer. Take me through that process.
Well, when a customer calls us and tells us their or asks us their situation where we can help them, we would probably call ourselves cooling solutions more so than cooling experts, because everybody's after a solution. Every phone call we get is somewhat different. You know, some people, as you say, are looking for a supercharger program or a turbo or an intercooler or an oil cooler or that. We at CNR, we have, I guess, the technological background of every application that we can supply. So we go through the whole program in the R&D side, the test and validation side, when they come up with their horsepower rating and the airflow rates, and that's for intercoolers as such. And then obviously on the oil coolers of the oil flow rate and the oil pressure drop and all that sort of data, we can design something for their needs. So that's why we feel we're different to everybody else in the industry, that we supply what the customer requires, not what we think they want. We supply what the customer requires.
Well, I was going to say, you look at so much of the complex racing application be out there. I mean, guys are even, say, a speedboat. They're doing things like compound engines with turbos and superchargers, and you look at that kind of application. That's where you guys can really shine with what you can do for them, because it's not just a kind of, like I said, it's not a puzzle piece that you just kind of plop in there. It's really something that you have designed from the ground out.
Well, that's correct. Like with, as you say, like speedboats, and you go from speedboats to speedway, and everybody has a different situation. And with the, particularly with supercharging and the bricks that we use in the manifolds for that has a huge advantage to any horsepower in a car. So cool air is prominent in horsepower, and that's what we've been able to supply all our customers with, that data. So we make sure that they are getting the right data for their application. And when we have that, able to manufacture the right product for them.
Well, looking at that sort of lead in, I have a question for you then. When you look at what you're doing here at PRI, a lot of it can be educating customers and more importantly, educating racers. What is the biggest thing people, in your opinion, do not look at their cooling system as how important it is for either horsepower or longevity of their engines?
With a lot of the questions that we get asked, and obviously the PRI show is a fantastic show for motorsport across America and the world for that matter. A lot of people come here looking for where can we buy that technical advantage, where can we buy something that is better than anybody else, and we find that the most of the questions that come here are, well, what have you got? I've got a personal problem in this particular thing, whether it be an oil cooling problem or a radiator problem. I know we've spoken to death about radiators, but whether it be intercoolers or anything else like that. There's a wide range of stuff, but they're just looking for, how can I get that a little bit better? And I think the biggest education that we have talking to people is that airflow. Airflow is everything. And you're going to have a great radiator, but if you haven't got airflow, it's not going to look very good. So,
not going to do you any good on the racetrack, that's for sure.
And whether it's natural airflow or air pressure drop across the core, or whether it's using the right fan. We've got a great association with Spol fans. We use them worldwide in every application we do, and we certainly recommend a lot of their range in certain applications, and they have a great range. So, with the collaboration with Spol and ourselves, it enables us to come up with that right package for that particular customer. And as I said, every customer is somewhat different, and we have to make sure that our staff are providing the right package for that customer.
All right, well, if people want information on either something like a spec radiator all the way up to this great custom work that you can provide for their cooling solutions, where do they go?
Go to our website, crracing.com.
You heard him, crracing.com. I'm Dennis Spitzenbarger. More right here from the Performance Industry Racing Show.